Hi fighters, welcome back to 10x Academy, free education for all beginners. I hope you guys are all ready for today's chapter where I'm going to teach you guys market structure. Grab a glass of water and a notebook so you guys can write down the important note. This chapter is super important, so make sure you guys listen up and focus, okay? So first things first, let me explain to you guys about market direction, okay? So for market structure in Forex is essentially categorized into three key phases, okay? First, you have uptrend, downtrend, and sideway, okay? So for uptrend, it's marked by rising prices. You guys can see price does a higher high and higher low, a series of high highs and higher lows, signaling a buy opportunities. So when you see the market structure is doing an uptrend, you guys can look for opportunities to buy. Whereas downtrend is categorized by falling prices. You can see prices doing a lower low and lower highs, okay? Where selling and shorting becomes favorable, okay? You guys can look for sell opportunities when you guys see the market structure is doing a downtrend, bearish, okay? And then we have sideways, also known as consolidation, where price moves sideways within a range, indicating a balance between buyers and sellers, okay? Alright fighters, now let's take a look at uptrend market structure. So what we observe here is a series of higher highs and higher low as the market climbs upwards, okay? So as you guys can see, this is how a higher high, and then price does a pullback to the demand zone, creating a higher low, and then price push back to the upwards, creating a new higher high, breaking the previous higher high, and then price does a pullback again to the demand zone, respecting the demand zone, creating a higher low. And then what we can observe here, price push back to the upwards, creating a new higher high, breaking the previous higher high, and then price does a pullback again and creates a new higher low. And then what can we see right here? Price does a push to the upwards, creating a new high right here, and price broke the previous high in order for it to create a new high. So what you guys can take note right here is that in order for you guys to identify whether the market structure for uptrend is valid, it must break the previous high, the previous high to create a new high, okay? So remember, uptrend is a series of high and higher low, okay? Now let's take a look at downtrend market structure. Okay, so here we can observe a series of lower low and lower high. So price does a lower low, pulls back to the upwards, creating a lower high, and then price goes back down, breaking the previous lower low in order for it to create a new low right here. Okay, and then price goes back up, does a pullback to the upwards, creating a lower high, and then price goes back down, breaking the previous lower low in order to create a new lower low. So the main thing that you guys need to understand, for a downtrend market structure to be valid, it has to break the previous lower low in order for it to create a new low. Only then it will be a valid downtrend. Now let's take a look at sideways market structure, okay? So when you guys see the market is moving sideways like this, it means that the market structure fails to break the high and the low levels, which means neither the bulls, which is the buyers, or the bears, which is the sellers, have a strong control over the market, which results in a lack of significant price movement, hence why it's sideways like this. Alright fighters, now let's take a look on the three market structures that we just learned earlier on a real life example chart, okay? So the first one we have uptrend. You guys can see it's making a series of high, low, high, low, high, low, okay? So when you see uptrend, remember you guys have to look for opportunities to buy, not sell, okay? And then second, we have downtrend, okay? So this is how it looks like on a real life example chart. You guys can see price does a lower high and then lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low and lower high, okay? So when you see a downtrend like this, you guys want to look for opportunities to sell, okay? And then we have sideways, okay? So when you see sideways, what does it mean? Okay, it means that the price fails to break the equal high and equal low, okay? Which means neither the buyers or the seller has a strong control over the market, hence why it's sideways like this, okay? So this is how it looks like using a candlestick on a real life example chart, okay? Alright fighters, now I'm going to explain to you guys about market reversal. What is market reversal? Market reversal gives you guys a hint that the market is about to change direction from either bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. Okay, so it shows us a change of character to shift directions. So let me explain to you guys how can you identify market reversal. So on your left here, you guys can see it's doing an uptrend, right? Okay, so price did a high, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, and then it created a new high. But what happened right here? Okay, it failed to create a new high. Instead, price created a new lower low. So this right here is your charge. It gives you guys a hint that the market is about to change direction. As I mentioned earlier, it can change direction from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. For this example right here, it changed character. From uptrend, it became a downtrend. Price created a new lower low, lower high, break the previous lower low, created a new lower low right here, and goes on. Okay, so this is an example of charge, of change of direction, of a reversal. So this is an example of a clear reversal sign. So once you see, you guys know already about uptrend market structure, and then suddenly you saw, wait, price failed to create a new high. Instead, it created a new lower low. So now you know, okay, this is what Najwa taught me. This is charge right here. A change of direction is about to happen. I need to stop looking for buy and start looking for sell. Okay? Now remember this fighters, there are many chart patterns that can help us detect trend reversals. Now let's take a look at bullish reversal. First, we have inverted HNS. If you guys see this, make sure you guys are alert, okay? So the trend reversal is about to happen from bearish to bullish, okay? And then you can see here double bottom, okay? You guys see this W shape, just remember W shape like this, that's a double bottom. We want to look for buy, not for sell anymore, okay? And then we have bullish wedge, okay? And then let's take a look at bearish reversal. For bearish reversal, we have head and shoulder, we have double top, we have bearish wedge, okay? So for double top, if you see M pattern, that's your double top, you want to look for sell. If you remember this, the W pattern for double bottom, you want to look for buy. Okay, so market reversal pattern, it serves us as early warning signals that the current trend is about to lose the momentum and reversal might happen. So you guys need, as a traders, you guys need to monitor very closely these patterns. Okay, you guys got to monitor very closely. If you see this, one of these patterns, you guys have to be alert. Okay, don't ignore it, be alert. And the reason why the patterns are here is that you guys can identify when the balance of power between buyers and sellers is shifting. So there's a reason why chart patterns is there, for you guys to learn, for you guys to know. So remember, chart patterns can really help you guys as trader. All you have to do is just monitor very closely. Let's take a look at bullish reversal pattern on a real life example chart. So I took a screenshot of this from my trading view. Okay, now let me explain to you guys. As you guys can see right here is a clear double bottom. What is double bottom? A double bottom is a clear chart pattern for bullish reversal. Okay, so let me explain to you guys a little bit about this double bottom. Okay, so double bottom only occurs when there are two attempts by the prices to make a new low. Okay, with the second attempt being a little bit higher than the previous one. Okay, so once you guys see a double bottom, where do you want to look for? Do you want to look for buy or do you want to look for sell? Definitely buy, okay? And where do you entry for the buy? At the neckline right here, okay? So as you guys can see, what happened when the double bottom happened? It was from a downtrend and then double bottom happened. It changed trend because it's a bullish reversal chart pattern. It changed trend to bullish. That is why we want to look for buy. Super easy. Now let me give you guys another example, which is the bearish reversal pattern on a real life example chart. Okay, so I took this picture from my trading view so I can explain to you guys. Okay, so this is a clear M pattern, a double top. Okay, so a double top occurs when there are two attempts by the prices trying to make a new high. Okay, with the second attempt, you guys can see right here, the second attempt being lower than the previous one, indicating a potential trend change from bullish to bearish. Okay, so once you guys see a clear double top, as I mentioned to you guys earlier, okay, a double top is a chart pattern of a bearish reversal. So once you see a double top, you don't want to look for buy, you want to look for sell. Okay, because as you guys can see right here, the market structure was from a bullish. Okay, it was doing an uptrend, and and then double top occurred, and then it changed to downtrend, bearish. Okay, so where do you want to entry once you see a double top? Right here, you want to entry at the neckline. Last but not least, understanding market structure is so important and crucial in forex trading for several key reasons. One of the main reasons is that knowing the market direction. Okay, so market structure helps traders to identify whether the market is doing an uptrend, downtrend, or consolidating. Okay, so of course, as traders, once we understand the market structure, we see the price is doing an uptrend, we see the market is doing an uptrend. Of course, we want to look for buys, but we know when not to entry when we see the market structure is doing consolidation, when we see the market is doing sideways. Of course, we know when not to entry. That is why market structure helps traders really a lot on that. Okay, you know when to entry and when not to entry. Now, the second reason is that managing trading risk. Okay, so by understanding market structure, traders can place their stop loss and their take profits at the right certain levels effectively. Okay, so the risk management strategy is essential for traders for protecting your capital. So that is why you guys got to manage your trading risk really well. Okay, third reason is that making the right trading decisions. Okay, so market structure acts as a roadmap for traders. Okay, as you guys know, it helps you guys to identify key entry, exit points. Okay, for instance, traders can use support and resistance levels, trend lines, supply and demand, chart patterns, and so on. Okay, so market structure analysis, it can really help you guys to enter your trades more effectively. Okay, last but not least, boosting trader confidence. Okay, so confidence is a crucial aspect of successful trading. For you guys to be profitable, you guys need to have the confidence. You guys need to do tons of back testing. You guys really need to understand the market structure. Once you really understand the market structure, you can really feel confident. Okay, you can really gain confidence. If you don't trust me, try it out. Do your back testing, try to understand the market structure, try to do tons of your own back testing as well. Okay, so once traders understand that the market structure and can interpret it effectively, they can definitely gain confidence. Okay, so that is all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's class. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me or comment down below on my YouTube. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay guys, see you in 10x Traders VIP, where I share a lot of Wagyu signals. See you guys there. Enjoy.